Hello besties. So in this video I'm going to be showing you my birthday vlog. Well, basically how I installed my hair, did my lashes, nails and everything for my birthday just to sit at home. But that's by the way. I'm just going to be showing you each step, and I'm just going to be real about some hair types as a hairstylist and what to expect, what not to expect, and how to deal with unexpected circumstances. So let's get into it. So first, I caught this hair the previous day, right? And when I got up in the morning and I took out the pins to like check out the coils were to see if I needed to touch up or anything, I noticed that the coils in whole, literally. Like I was so pissed off. I don't know if you can understand this feeling where like it's your birthday, you expect everything to be perfect. Like I spent the whole night working on this hair just to get up in the morning and this happens. I was so furious. I was so frustrated. Like I can't even put into words how I felt. I was so pissed off. And this is just the beginning. It actually feels good to do this voiceover kind of in a better mood, smiling and whatnot, because the day has passed and yeah. So now what do I do? In in a normal situation like this when coils do not hold, basically this hair had to be on this in this state for say 2 to 3 days, right? In order for this to happen. But it was just on this state overnight, so I didn't expect the coils not to hold. So what did I do? I went in one coil at a time. I take out the pin, I comb it out, I recoil it, and I pin it back. That means I basically redid the whole hair on the morning of my birthday before I began the installation. Okay. So now we are done. Everything is okay. Everything is perfect. Do the right thing, not the easy thing, right? So let's get into our installation. Hopefully, we are done with that trauma. Okay, now we are going to begin our installation process. First things first, I always use rubbing alcohol to clean out my forehead. And some people advise micellar water. Like I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. I'm sorry, but I'm going to try it out and do some more research about it. They say it's softer on the skin compared to alcohol because we all know alcohol is harsh, right? So yeah, so always maybe like dilute it a little bit or use a lower percentage. So yeah. So after doing that, I was sweating a lot because I was really tense. I was not pissed off because of what previously happened. So I was just using the fan to like calm down myself. So this is one thing I want to say about insulation. When you're installing a client or yourself and you notice that your body temperature is very hot, it's going to affect your install. It's going to make your glue not to hold. So maybe you should drink a lot of cold water like to calm down yourself. And if you have a fan or an AC, that's also going to help. But deal with it internally as well. So just try to calm down yourself, drinking water, and yeah. So next, so we go ahead to slick back our hair, right? And yeah, now that that is done, I was just feeling myself, enjoying myself, singing, like yeah, basically just passing time so that the spray on my hair could get dry, right? So yeah. So after doing that, we're going to go to the next step, which is right after this. I didn't know I did this for this long, guys. Maybe the editing making it to look longer. So yeah, I'm done without. Now we're going to go in with our skin protectants. If you miss this step when installing your hair or a client's hair, like you don't know what you're doing, this is one of the things that makes your install to last longer. So it's not just putting on some glue, slapping that lace on and going. It's basically about the process, right? So what you do before you put that glue and install your hair is going to determine the outcome of your install. So preparation is very important. Clean out any dead cells, any makeup, any oils that might be on your skin. Go in with your alcohol, slick back your natural hair, go in with your skin protectants, protect your skin from the glue, and it also gives additional hold together with the glue, right? So it's really a win-win. Now we go in with our glue application. So you shake well, and I just always use the end of my razor. I felt as if this was easier compared to my latte comb. It's just what works for me, guys. Please don't come for me. So I go in and I just kind of like estimate where I want my wig to be, right? So since I'm working on myself, I just go in and estimate where I want my wig to be. So I just follow the dimension that I want, and I just go with thin layers. So maybe this is too light, maybe too thick, but is it do the job? So I noticed something, right? So people with low hairlines, it's very difficult to install because the glue is going to be touching their hair most of the time, and that's what makes the glue to dry take longer to get dry. So after that, I decided to unpin the hair we coiled previously, right? So keep this hair in mind. Like while you're following my tutorial, keep that hair in mind because they see a lot to go wrong with this hair. So keep that in mind. So I went in with the second, I don't know if it's my second or third layer. So I went in with the second layer or third, and you can see that most of my glue was already dry and transparent, but you can see that light touches on the hair. So with this second layer, I didn't go towards the hair anymore. I just stayed on my skin. So luckily I have a lot of skin area to work with. So now the next thing is going to use my hot comb to slick the hair down, right? Like get it laying nice and flat before I begin the install, because I know that when I put this on my hair, I'm not going to see my back properly, and I don't have a mirror that is going to like mirror what I'm doing at the back. So I just always love to do the main things before I begin the install. So after slicking that, the coils were looking not the best, but at least they were there, right? Keep that in mind. So what I always like to do is to be precise. I just always like to mark out the center parts so that I'm very precise. So first I go with my center parts and I make sure it's nice and smooth before I place it down, right? So yeah. So once I put that middle part down, I hold it for some time. Then I go to the other side, and I love to make it to be flat enough. Bring it close enough to where my glue is, where I want it to sit before I press it down. So basically I just lift my lace and pull it forward. And when I'm comfortable with the position of the lace, I can then put it, lay it down and press it in, right? So then I go to the next part and basically I do the same thing. I bring it forward, and when I'm comfortable with where it's sitting, I can then press it down to my glue so that it can stick. So yeah, now that we have that under control, I use the end of my ratty comb to just like lift the lace a little bit so that the lace part doesn't stick to the glue, right? In case I didn't bring my lace forward enough so that the lace doesn't stick to the glue. So even though I always leave a little bit of lace without hair, because that's what we are going to melt, but then again I don't want it to be a lot, because if this sticks down completely, it's really going to affect my install. And now I need to figure out how to cut that excess lace from glue that is stuck down. After doing that, I always cut my lace into three on the sides of my eye, right? And that gives like I cut in two places, and that gives me three portions to work with. So it gives me that middle flap and the sides. So yeah, I just cut it and end where I'm comfortable with. So next thing we are going to do is to cut out the excess lace. So when you reach at this point, you could tie it down, right? But the way I install my hair is I do everything in such a way that as I'm tying it down, I'm done. So I rarely do uh, melt my lace twice. Like I just tie it once and I'm done. So I use my blade because it was just easier. My razor wasn't working. I don't know what was the problem. So I just had to use my the other razor, like the one with the handle, right? The one I was using to apply my glue. I was kind of doing what it likes. So I decided to use this razor. which I will not recommend unless you're very careful. So maybe you could use a scissors. Maybe the scissors I used to cut out this lace, right? You could use it, but on myself, this is what I'm more comfortable with on myself, right? On a client, I can use a scissors because I don't know how to explain it. Like it just gives me more control of what I'm doing on myself compared to the scissors. So that explanation makes no sense, but it makes sense when I was thinking about it. So yeah, so I use the razor on myself and on clients. Most at times I use the scissors. So yeah, when I'm doing glueless wigs, I use the zigzag scissors. So that's how I that's what I do. So I'm just trying to check out to see if there's any issues, which there's really nothing I can do at this point because but I'm just trying to make sure it's perfect and okay. So next I'm going to take my ebony spray, right? And I'm just going to put it on my finger and dab on my hair. So you could do that or you could use your brush to apply it on your forehead, right? So I don't know if I showed it in this video, but I actually went in with a little bit of lace tint because since this is a blonde wig, you really need to be very careful when using lace tints, right? Because you really need to be very careful. So I went in with a little bit of lace tints, and fortunately for me, it did kind of blend in and it was not that bad. So just use a little bit, or maybe it's preferable you use it before you install. So because of the coiling issue I had in the when I got up to begin this process, I didn't have a lot of time to prep the hair before I installed it. So yeah, so after doing that, I dried down my hair, and I think it's worth mentioning that for my glue application to placing down my lace, I haven't tied this hair down. So I'm just showing you how I do my install. So after doing that, I use my ebony melting spray, then I use my hair mousse, and then after doing that, I use this cotton wear to just like clean out any glue or clean out that mousse. So there's one thing you don't notice that others do: the mousse that you use, the hair mousse that you use, the lace tint mousse or spray that you use leaves an indentation. So you need to use your cotton to kind of dab it out or clean out that red or whatever color is giving. So after doing that, I went ahead to tie it down. So I took my melting band and I folded it into two, and then I use again another band to hold it down. So yeah, so next I told you to keep this hair in mind, right? So by the time I'm done with this install and everything, the coils have dropped again. Again, guys, again, the coils have dropped again. Now I need to go in to coil this hair for a third time. Moment of silence. Just thinking about it just pisses me off. Like I was so mad this day. Like I was so pissed off this day, guys. I was just like, why? And I don't always like to use this word. Like, why are my things always like that? And I reject it in Jesus' name. My things will never be like that because I made it work, guys. Originally, I was going for a side part bombshell, combed out, but the coils won't hold. The coils just would not hold. So I decided to switch it up and go for a half up, half down. And I had to coil the hair on my head, right? But by the time I'm done with this and I change and dress, the coils have dropped again. It was so frustrating. So, well, I went ahead to coil the other part. Like, look at how straight this hair is. If I tell somebody I literally will coil this hair, and while putting this hair down on my hair, it was coiled. Are you going to believe it? Like, maybe you should backward this video and see what the hair looked like when I was installing it and how it's looking like here. It looks as if I've never coiled the hair to begin with. So next I went in with my lashes. So I just go in with these lash strips, right? I think that's what they call them. So yeah, I just go with those lash strips because my eyes, something is always going to find a way to enter my eyes. So I just do what I can easily get off at the end of the day so that I don't irritate my eyes. And then yeah, I think that was set. I was just trying to see if there's anything I should adjust. And then next thing, I went in with my nails. So I just did basic white nails, nothing serious. Cause yeah. So and That's it, guys. After doing that, I use my alcohol to like clean it out and change into my outfit of the day. And here's what I was looking like. Yep. So, guys, look at those coils. Like, they're barely visible again. So, at this point, I just said the devil cannot steal my happiness. Because, yep. So, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope this video made you laugh, giggle, smile, learn, and but most importantly, understand that everything is always going to work out for the best. Your happiness, you're always going to create your happiness. So it doesn't really matter how or what life is throwing at you. Just try to make the best of it. Like you can always turn things around for your good. You can always do that. So that's the one thing I learned on this day. So happy birthday to me, and thanks very much to all of you who always watch my videos, who like, who subscribe. I really appreciate, and I hope you learn a thing or two. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Bye bye. She just let me know. But he showed no fear, yes, he found it. But she still wanna hold on. Didn't say he found it, but she doesn't.